Episode 9 is set to introduce tons of twists and turns, as well as surprising moments in the movie by writer and director J.J. Abrams that'll change our perception on The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that a lot of people out there, including myself, am really looking forward to seeing in this movie are, of course, the appearances of the top 3 legacy characters, that, of course, being Luke Skywalker, Lando Calrissian, and, of course, we have the character of General Leia Organa making a return in this movie, and as well as Han Solo, so that's technically 4 legacy characters making their way back into Episode 9. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. One of which has all to do with a moment between both Luke and Leia, the Skywalker twins from the original trilogy. Specifically, a description of Leia in what is described as some kind of tunnel or cave, with lots of light behind her, however darkness in front of her. The next describes a rear shot of Leia witnessing an apparition of her brother Luke in the distance. He appears to be transparent with a slight blue hue, indicating he is a Force ghost. Another goes over both Luke and Leia holding hands, revealing to the audience that Luke is also able to interact with the mortal world. It's described that there are tears rolling down Leia's face as she is looking into her brother's eyes. The last goes over Luke walking out of the cave with Leia toward the light, which transitions to Luke now gone as Leia makes her exit. So what's really intriguing to me about all of this is that not only is this a moment between both Luke and Leia, but it's also a moment in time in which Leia is seeing the Force ghost / apparition of her brother, Luke Skywalker, in this movie. And also, additionally, on top of all of this, this would at least be a real reunion between both Luke and Leia in present time. Now, in The Last Jedi, technically we did not get the real reunion. Visually speaking, yes, we did. But in universe-wise, we did not get a real reunion between both Luke and Leia because Luke Skywalker really wasn't there. He was in the form of a Force projection. Now, in this scenario, he's in the form of a Force ghost. So honestly, I think that this is going to be a very interesting concept because not only would this tell us that Leia has actually advanced through the ways of the Force, because if you look at her in Return of the Jedi, I believe it's heavily implied or even said in the actual script that Leia does not see the Force ghosts of Anakin, Obi-Wan, and Yoda. She doesn't see that at all. So for her to see the Force ghost of Luke Skywalker, I honestly think speaks volumes, and it tells us that she has actually trained herself within the Force at some point in time in her life, in between the originals and the sequels itself. Because I think that's another reason as to why she was able to use the Force and guide her way back into the Radish ship after she was blown out into the vacuum of space. So the next thing that I do want to go over is how there are tears rolling down her face as she is looking into Luke's eyes. Now, it has been said before many times in the past that Episode 9 is going to have a lot of moments where fans are going to tear up and cry over some of the main characters that we'll have scenes together. And this definitely fits the profile for sure. This also fits directly with Mark Hamill filming scenes as we speak, where he's actually going to have his footage for Episode 9 meshed together with old footage of Carrie Fisher from The Last Jedi and The Force Awakens combined. Now, with that being said, this would be a real heartwarming moment, not only for Leia, but also for Carrie Fisher as an actress, because, let's face it, this is the last movie that Carrie Fisher is ever going to be in, and it's going to be a very emotional moment for sure for Carrie Fisher's version of Leia Organa going toward her brother Luke in the form of a Force ghost, something that I think a lot of fans have wanted to see for the longest time. Ever since, we saw that moment of Luke Skywalker's death, I think at the very least, that's what J.J. Abrams is trying to do here, is giving us a reunion scene between both Luke and Leia in present time, where they're actually both there. Because I don't know if you guys read the Last Jedi novel. In the novel, you do learn that Leia actually knows that Luke isn't really there when they touch hands. She knows what's going on, that Luke is up to something, that he has a trick up his sleeve. It's also as to why he, winks his eye at C-3PO. That was another little indicator that I'm not really here, I'm playing games. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. You know, what do you think about this whole entire scenery? Where are we? Is this Octu? Is this a different planet? What tunnel or cave are we in that Leia visits in order to see the Force ghost of Luke Skywalker? You know, could this very well have something to do with the planet of Tatooine, perhaps? A similar situation in which we saw Luke in one of the deleted scenes from Return of the Jedi in a cave? Or is this an entirely new planet that Leia actually visits and actually sees her brother Luke in the form of a Force ghost and connected to the netherworld of the Force? Again, like I say, I think that this speaks volumes. I think it tells us that Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to show us how connected Leia really is to the Force this time in Episode 9. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to